Hi, we're going to talk about how working with people who are different from you and being playful can help innovation. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, look at this idiot up there. He's going to tell me about innovation. He's no Thomas Edison. Well, it turns out Thomas Edison was no Thomas Edison. Who thinks Thomas Edison invented the light bulb? Good. Yeah, he didn't. There were like 26 versions of it before he got onto it, and he had teams around him with people like this guy, Nikola Tesla, to help him invent stuff. So Thomas Edison's inventions actually came from hanging around people who were a lot smarter than Thomas Edison, and he just sort of marketed them. Connecting with people who have ideas that you need, but people you don't know, is harnessing the strength of weak ties. It's a social phenomenon. This is social networking before Facebook came along. It's how you are the central node of your own network and you connect to other people. And it's the people out on the edges that have information that you don't have because they're not like you. We all think diversity should be this, right? The cluster hug of diversity, everybody singing Kumbaya and working together. But quite often what actually happens is that when we hang around people that are different than us, we feel uncomfortable. They talked about that in the election, the unconscious bias type thing. It's a natural thing. You don't have to feel bad about it. People tend to form in groups of people like themselves. And that's what people do. So how do we solve that? Well, here's a little story that will help with difference. You see two very different critters there. There's a polar bear on the left and a dog on the right. The dog was accidentally left near the polar bear when the polar bear came out of hibernation. The polar bear hasn't eaten all winter long. And I think you can see what's going to happen here. I'm sorry this is in color. And this next slide, I'm just sorry, but we have to show it because we've got to show the power of difference, okay? So you ready for it? Here it comes. 1, 2. So what about this polar bear needed to play more than it needed to eat? This is a slide that a guy who wrote a book on play, who presented at UNR, showed a couple of years ago. Well, why do business people go out on the golf course to play with their people they're negotiating with, rather than going in the conference room and solving it? It turns out play disengages your snake brain, your amygdala. When your snake brain is activated, you're in flight or fight mode. You're closed to the possibility. So when we're all tense in the conference room or something, it's very difficult to innovate. But if we can evolve a little higher and harness the prefrontal cortex, which you do when you play, you're much more open to innovation, as it turns out. And it's fun. So why do cats play? Because cats like to play for the same reason we like to play golf, ride our bicycles, and that kind of thing. But while they're doing that, they're learning by doing, right? They're learning skills that will help them in the new world, doing things like figuring out what they're going to eat and how they're going to stalk it and stuff. So through play and learn by doing, we're open to the possibilities. We're in our brain negotiating what we might be able to do that we hadn't been able to do previously. So it turns out kids are really smart. They are able to tackle a lot of the social things, to imagine possibilities and be creative because they play. So that raises the question, what happens to us as we grow older? Well, now there's this thing called design thinking where we're putting stickies on the wall and that kind of thing, and it's kind of the hip thing to do. What are we doing? We're taking decision making and making it playful with groups of people who we might not otherwise get along with. Okay, close your eyes. Picture a really big company's meeting room. Go ahead, I'll wait. Go ahead, you got it in your mind? Okay, that meeting room, I'm guessing, looks something like that. Am I wrong? Who had a meeting room that looked kind of like that in their mind? I saw a few hands. Okay, close your eyes again and picture the meeting room of a company that's even bigger than that. Open your eyes. Did it look like this? This is Google, folks. Diversity, play, innovation.
Great job, Larry. That was an awesome message for our community here in Reno, building our innovation economy. So that'll give you some tips.